Hi everyone, and welcome to the ring for the 12th round of the International Racing League season. We're here for the first time since 2006 at this, I don't want to say famed circuit, but it is a pretty well-known circuit. This track is the first race to be held across the Iron Curtain back in 1986 and was a staple up until 2006 where the series left the circuit. We are back for this year and probably for the future. This track is known for being quite tight and narrow, and the simplest mistake can seen you throw it off in the circuit. It's also pretty slick, which doesn't help, and we've seen a lot of cars drop a few wheels off in turn 1 and turn 3 and turn 4, most notably. A few other places around the circuit, but those are the main trouble issues. The GT race earlier this morning kind of confirmed that. As we entered this round, as we all know, Audi has pulled out of the sport, leaving a few drivers out of a ride, and a team slot opened up. And Evergreen State Racing has taken that spot with Dakota Brothers and Jimmy Logano. We will showcase them throughout today's events. And while Matthew Evans hasn't been picked up anyone, Everett Masana has. Masana will be driving the second car for Roy Inc., the car bin number 22. Mike Connor has been dropped, and we assume that he will be lawn mowing of some capacity. Of course, he is the 4-time and reigning lawn mowing championship champion over stateside. With all that being said, let's take a look at our starting grid. Inge Eriksson took pole here at the Hungary ring, extending her points lead over Eric Monaco. Ivan Carson's on her outside. Brandy Thorne has qualified third, and Callie Mayer, her, I think, best qualifying start since her debut, which was the US 500. She puts the car fourth. 2 independents are in row 3, that being Vladimir Vothnov and Jussi Rolke. Then we've got Dylan Speeds and Edmund Merlin in row 4. Row 5, Eric Monaco, who's currently sitting second in points, and Olivia Starska, driving for Team Dart. Row 11 has Lance Templeton, who's looking to capitalize with a good independent streak run today. And Bulgar Daniel Masana is with her new team, and she starts 13th. On her outside is Wesley Jewell. Rookie Jimmy Logano qualified 15th. He's run a few races in the IRL. Didn't get a ride this year, though he is picked up an IRL ride this year. Viola Ling 16th. 17th is the other Evergreen State Racing car of Dakota Brothers, and on his outside is Kyle Kirkland, Tessa Wolf, and Penn Harrington, both inside the top 20, good qualifying runs for them. Same for Jeffrey. Vijo Rijo qualifies 22nd. 23rd has Sarah Sabine, a Hungarian driver, driving for B4 Racing. And Gace Brines on her outside. Aiden Jackson and Kelsey Topash qualified a little bit lower than they wanted to. Same with Laurentis Froth. Tanner Hill is doing the best that her car can provide on the road courses. Something we noticed is that Mid-Atlantic Racing Mid-Atlantic Motorsports has struggled on the road courses, and that could be very clearly evident by their qualifying. Same with Teamster USA, with Kyle West qualifying 19th. Tomas Kosmas driving for Old School Racing. This team qualified on the pole for the Ohio Grand Prix last year, and they brought the same car. Kosmas qualifies 30th, not exactly what they were looking for. Holiday, as we mentioned earlier, that car isn't exactly optimized for road courses. Our Troy's in new colors this week, celebrating the opening of Paces University's picnic. However, despite being fast all day in practice, it seems not to be transfer over to qualifying, so it looks like he has a race set up today. Baguette Regazzoni qualified where we expected them. Same with Rickshaw and Smithley. Smithley's on a good lap, but found the wall at the end of the circuit. And Jeff Bonner, that 2-minute time is a bit misleading. He blew an engine halfway through his qualifying lap, and of course, with the start where the timing zones are, when he crossed the pit, when he was in the pit lane, it recorded a 2-minute time. Very obviously, this isn't the case. He blew a motor. As we mentioned earlier, the circuit is 2.3 miles. Very narrow, very slick, very easy to set a few wheels off, and I expect that a lot in turn 1. Formula X used to run here. This is the first year they're not running here, actually, believe it or not, and I think the IRL, which is this series, took that slot from them. And of course, we're superior. We have more entertainment than a few open-wheeled guys, though there's a few who have made the jump, mainly Daniels and Ling. The field here is coming out of the final few corners as Ingi Eriksson is going to lead him to the green. Down the straightaway, and here we go. Green flags out for the round of Hungary. Excuse me. Great start by the 2 car. I think Carson was caught sleeping. Same with Sana and I think the Ferrari of what's the name? Violing. Entering turn 1, as we mentioned, very slick, and that's going to catch the 2 car out. And Brandy Thorne, car number 13, she's on a 2-year winless streak at this point, is going to sneak on by along with Vladimir Vatanov doing his Independence Trophy battle. Independence Trophy hopes good. Ingi Eriksson falls deep to the field, and we're looking at Jimmy Logano's 42 car. He's got Violing on his outside. 2 cars slides back in line, and we got Hornets that's back here 3 wide with Templeton, Strelaska, and Rolke. Leslie Julis instead of wheel off the circuit. Everyone gets back on fine. As now Logano is pouncing on Strelaska, and Ivan Carson is sliding backwards in the 27 car as well. I wonder if that's a qualifying setup on that Honda. Templeton slings it a bit wide but keeps it going. No harm, no foul. Logano is going to try to get around this 46 car, and looks like he will successfully. As here is Masana, car number 22, driving the Schaefer Group colors for Royal Inc. Masana is going to try to continue her championship bid with a new team, and that's going to be a bit of a struggle. Royal Inc. has been struggling with the Chevrolets. And this purple and white car here, as we finish the first lap, is Dakota Brothers, the team car to the 42. Cadillac is a full-time entry. We thought they were going to join with Alex Osborne. We appear to be wrong. And Brothers is making his way through the field. Dylan Speeds managed to take second at some point. However, he's going to throw it off the road. Same with Randy Thorne and Vladimir Vatanov to the point. Eric Monaco going to follow Vatanov, trying to get around the 13 along with his teammate. And here's another view of the 13. Throwing it into the sand pit. Turn 1 has caught a lot of people out. You can get in there really hot, but you have to let off the gas. Or you have to hit the brakes really closely, and with how slick this course is, you can see the end result. There's really no safe way around it. It also doesn't help that some GT car dropped oil over there during the GT race this morning. D. Thorne pushes the 83 about a bit wide. No Speeds cannot get around. Does get around Eric Monaco at some point. Here's the next lap. Randy Thorne trying to run down Vladimir Vatanov. Dylan Speeds pressuring her from behind. See Vatanov goes wide. Thorne does as well, but not as much. And 13's back at the point. Brenda Thorne has been very competitive in this Toyota at her return to Toyota. This is Thomas Kosmas, car number 02 for Old School Racing. Same car that this team brought to the Ohio Grand Prix last year and basically dominated. Kosmas trying to get around the 52 car. He was in the GT race this morning. As we're looking at Rich Roy, as well we are, camera work is a bit shoddy here. Hungary is one of the few tracks that we don't control the cameras for. Anyways, Roy is getting around Penn Harrington and his green and white 29 car. This is a one-off sponsorship for the team. Same with the Jesus Christ Superstar car that we saw over in Canada. We expect Pace University to be back on the car when we get back into actually when we go to Italy, which is next weekend. And here is Sarah Sabine, not a GT driver, junior driver up in the lower categories of open wheel racing. As we are looking at Dylan Speeds trying to catch second as Eric Monaco way deep. Dylan Speeds has quietly impressed us this season, same with his teammate. However, Monaco has had the bigger results over his teammate. Jesus Christ, that was way too deep by Eric Monaco. And this is going to cause a bit of a jam up. I don't know why everyone's stacking up. I think someone expected a caution. Bombardianos did not, and gets a whole bunch of positions because of a miscommunication, looks like. Anyways, Monaco is under pressure now from Masana, Stolarski, Joel, as that's Aiden Jack. There's going to be Kelly Mayer trying to make a 4-wide contact between Mayer and Stolarska, but everyone keeps it going, and Ivan Carson bails out of that situation. Probably the smart decision. Monaco trying to get around the 8 car, both him and the 22 slight wide. Keeps some spot though, and I think Garrison wants a piece of it. Here's up more to forward Daniels. As we come down the main straightaway. The Kelly Mayer's a 96 car there. Looks like the A3 goes wide. The 22 slows the treadle back on the track. Everyone else stomps the brakes for some reason, and Boga Daniels makes the best of it. As Speeds is now pressuring the 172 car, and might have been a bit of contact there, but regardless, Vatanov gives Speeds some space, throws it a bit wide, and nope, comes back on him. late braking move there. Speeds gives him space, respect between two competitors. The Thorn is loving this, allowing her to pull away a bit from the 82 car. Ivan Carson is stuck, slid back on the start, stuck behind Jewel and Mayer. Really hasn't been able to make up most of the ground. Same with Inge Eriksson and Calimere. I think Calimere has qualified 4th. Is on the bow contact. Wesley Jewel and Carson's make contact, no harm, no foul. Viola Ling lost a lot of ground on the start, and she's trying to overcompensate for it and around the bumper of 46 to 420 helps her out by going in the right direction. And Dylan Speed is being called in, and this looks scheduled. So Red Bull is trying an alternate strategy, looks like, and they're the only team down there. This is going to put forward Daniel up to 3rd. Weird strong strategy call there by the Red Bull team, but I think it can work. You can make it about 11 laps on fuel as Vatanov puts a few wheels off the road, and here comes Bulgrid. Red Troy attacking Tasmas Kazmas, the Hungarian driver. Roy is also on a 2-year winless streak. His last win came at the Gravis City Grand Prix a few years ago, and he's overcooked it. Trying a bit too hard to make his way through the field into the wall, and nowhere for Tesla Wolf to go, who slid it wide trying to get past the 020 car. But Roy, also in a 2-year winless streak, well, it's not going to break today. As you can see, I don't think that Tesla Wolf did not expect Roy to be off the circuit when she was making the move around Regio, and put the 420 car out of the race. Vatanov has a run on Bulgrid, entering turn 2. And looks like he's going to get the spot. Bulgrid tries to throw it in, thinks better of it, but Vatanov slides it a bit wide, and here comes the Norwegian, the reigning champion. Some say after a bit of controversy because Team Rocket was disqualified from the championship, but then again, when you're using cheating parts and it's found that you're hiding a little too well, you have every reason to be thrown out of the championship. And, well, the FBI was also involved, just keep in mind. Anyways, here is Dakota Brothers trying to, hasn't really made much progress, and he just slid it tight into the 52 car. A little bit of a spin, no harm, no foul. He gets back in the race. As we're looking at Olivia Sarlarska now, trying to set up Ivan Carson. Both of these cars have made their way through the field. Currently sitting 4th and 5th. Well, Sarlarska really has to move her way through the field. Carson has fallen back. Actually, this is deeper in the field, my bad. So yeah, Carson has fallen back because there's the 2 car up ahead of him. As Kelsey Toback has flown through the field, you might have seen her in the background. Sarlarska is going to try to step and move around the outside. And doesn't get the spot, but this Carson's setting up on Eriksson, slides it a bit wide. Sarlarska now will take the spot and will start to set up the 2 car. Deeper in the field, we're looking at the 01 car of Kyle West, who has made some progress. Hang on to it. Almost loops it and is now under attack from the 14 car. This is right around the last points spot, so Smithley is making her way through the field slowly but surely. Kyle West has impressed us immensely over at Teamster USA. He has blown Ryan Rickshaw out of the water over in the inter-team battle, and honestly, it's been a joy to watch. Unfortunately, he's probably not coming back to this team because Teamster USA has a huge policy. If you fail to make the US 500, you're probably not going to be driving for the rest of the year, as they care more about that race than the entire championship. So West is looking for a ride somewhere. There's been rumors he might be going to Axe Autosport. Don't know who to replace though, but still, Kyle West. Yep. Throws it. Does the same thing Eric Monaco has done. Did early in the race, but he went deeper, and he's going to pay the price for it. Kyle West. He's not out of the race, but he's going to be deep in the field. West. Here's Eric Monaco. Catching Blatanov, and he's going to sit him up around the outside, and he takes 3rd. And here's the 29 car, who is battered and bruised. That one's a bit more understandable. No rear end means no downforce, which means you're kind of screwed. And here's the race leader, Brandy Thorne, doing the exact same thing Roy did, but this one's a bit inexcusable. She has no damage. It looks like she just overcooked it. The Thorne's last one was the Ohio Grand Prix a few years ago, and it looks like that year and a half winless streak is going to stay intact, unfortunately. The Thorne will continue, but it's well down the 8 ball. Broger Daniel now takes the lead, thanks to the 13 throwing it off into the scenery. Though, poor turn 1 lets Eric Monaco say thank you very much. Monaco, after that little early schmozzle, appears got everything under control. Meanwhile, Edmund Berlin has hit the pit lane. And this is when we expect cars to pit, not when the A2 is pit. Here is Vatanov, sitting on the podium at the moment, making good work for it in his Independence Trophy effort. As Eric Monaco's gone wide. Bit of an odd mistake to make, but it's going to hold Bogart and give Bogart Daniel the lead, excuse me. And Bogart enters the pit lane a bit wide, but here comes Monaco, no harm, no foul. Cosmas and Rolke stay out in the 04 car. Rolke goes wider than Cosmas. I think Cosmas may just put 2 wheels on the dirt. And here comes the Hungarian. The crowd is going ecstatic about this maneuver. Entering turn 2. Rolke gives him space. Cosmas, I don't think he went wide. And despite that move not being completed, the crowd went absolutely nuts over the attempted pass for the lead. The very partisan home crowd as close call there for Rolke. That rear end stepped down a little too much for his liking, but he catches the car, only loses the spot to Cosmas, and will keep going. Talk about sketchy. Dylan Speeds is going to inherit the lead. However, he is off cycle, so he's gonna have to give it up soon. Still a solid run here, as here's the rest of the scoreboard. On the top left, 14 of 35. As Daniels does have the lead, as she's probably going to inherit it now as Speeds hits the pit lane. We're looking at car 53, Jeffrey. As you can see, that's where there's the 22 cars in 10th, 11th. He's running 12th, and the 04 strategies put him 13th, and 16th is the 02 car, but good run by Jeffrey. Starlarska is currently running 4th. This is her home race. We don't have a race in Poland, and this is the closest any Polish driver is going to get to a home race. There's been a few drivers. There's a few Polish fans here supporting her, as she's going to go get the podium from Vatanov after that mistake. Solid run made by the pole, and you can see Masana is Inge Eriksson, who has caught the pair of them. Eriksson desperately needs to get past these 2 cars at the moment. Her team is probably not as big as a concern, but that Eric Monaco is in 2nd, and he's taking points off her lead. She's going to get around the A after Starlarska goes a bit wide, but I don't think she's going to get around the 172. Here is Aiden Jackson making his way through the field after a poor qualifying effort. Dive bombs 9 Carbon Berlin, who's stuck behind 29 for Troy, who I think is desperately trying to stay on the circuit. Kind of was his lap car, but he's also 2 laps down. Roy's just 1. That 29 car looks like a painful to handle. Mayer stuck behind the 01. Jackson tries to look around his teammate, thinks better of it. Kyle West is trying to stay out of the way as well, but this is also a very narrow circuit. Jackson goes inside his teammate, who tries to cover him off. Jackson backs out of that one, almost loses the car on the curb. Gonna lose the spot to the 9, and here comes Wesley Joel, who seizes an opportunity and sees the free spot. Well, that was a cool dive bomb when it lasted. Here's Jeffrey, still having a solid run. He's lost a few spots, it looks like. And that's, well, he's wide. And so did something break on the 53 car, because he is struggling to get up to speed. Templeton and Kirkland are going to try to split him. And then there goes back to this. Oh no, there is something wrong with that 53 car, which probably sent him wide. Meanwhile, here's the battle for the lead. Monaco had a look on the 1 car, though to no avail. Bogart still holds the top spot as they enter turn 1. Both break deep, both kind of run it wide. Monaco's gonna try to look on driver's right, though Daniel covers him off to the sport's greatest one, which is a 3-time champion, showing why they're so great here. Monaco desperately trying to get around the 1 car, however, I think Bogart has the advantage coming out of 3 and up into turn 4, assuming she doesn't throw into the scenery. No, she doesn't. I think Monaco got bit sideways, but is still on her heels. excuse me, Monaco still trying to get around, still behind the one car, but the one is starting to pull away as the Team Dirt teammates are going to fight for, I believe this is 4th. No, 4th, 5th. This is for 5th, actually. That was close. As looks like Starlarska is going to hold off the spot. Topash with a late dive. And doesn't, no, can't get there. As we're going to come down the main straight, Starlarska is still ahead of Topash. I think, and Garrison is going to get away from these two. Carson is in the background. There's someone pitting. I think that might be Berglund. We're waiting for confirmation on that. Starlarska throws it wide. Topash is going to see the advantage and gets past the 2 cars. One who also played the key litter, and yes, Edmund Berglund was the car who hit the pit lane. And that means we should expect everyone else in within about a lap or so. As bumper time between the 1 and 83, Monica's getting a bit annoyed with Bogart. That's going to send her a bit wide, and then they decided to both enter the pits at the same time. However, I think the contact was offset the 1 car as the 83, let's see, is going to get ahead of the 1 car in the pits, on the pit cycle. However, Team Red Bull has only took 2 tires, while Bogart Daniels took 4, and that was the difference there as Kyle Kirkland, excuse me, has damage from somewhere. But American reports he split off in turn 4. Don't know if that's true or not. He's not ahead of Bogart Daniel, who is trying to get her tires to the temperature. Someone slid off at Everett Masana, and there's a problem with the 1 car. Bogart Daniels, who has been leading this race, has been leading this race, is blowing the motor. As we're going to see what happened here. Everett Masana is the reason why I think Bogart stopped. And I think Bogart stopped the car herself to stop it from spinning. And then she's trying to get through the gears, and that's what broke the gearbox. So Masana's good day is going to come to an end, or not come to an end, but it's going to go. She's going to plummet down the order, while Bogart Daniels' day is done. The 04 and 02 car both hit the pit lane. This is going to give the 82 the lead, but he is off cycle. As actually no, he has damage from somewhere. Anyways, back with the battle for 10th. Here's Aiden Jackson and Callie Mayer. Jackson's gonna make another contact between the 2 Connors drivers as Jackson runs into the back of Callie Mayer. He's gonna take the spot as 27 slides into position. As Callie Mayer shows her displeasure. Meanwhile, Dylan Speed at that pit stop is the only car that can make it to the end on fuel. So, we still don't know where the damage came from. And he did leave the fuel before he hit the pit lane, but still, Speed is an alternate strategy, and it might pay off in the end. Here's Jeff Bonner, who's up to 17th after starting last because of an engine failure. Dueling with Allison Holiday as content. Oh, wait, hang on. Flat tire, car 35, he's reporting. So Bonner's good. Charge of the field is going to be put on hold as Bothanov is currently trying to run down, I think, 3rd. Oh, nope. Overcooks it and away he goes. Kelsey Topash is going to inherit 3rd because of that. Or 4th, as she's in the pit lane. Doesn't think she can make it on fuel. And it was 3rd because you saw the 8 car behind her. Dylan Speeds' teammate Eric Monaco has a comfortable lead now thanks to Boyd going out of the race, but he is going to hit the pit lane. This is about 6 laps after everyone originally pitted, so just keep that in mind. Here is Ingy Ersin spitting out. This is not good for the championship later, as this is going to allow Monaco to definitely close in. You can see Monaco hitting pit lane in the background. This is going to put everything on its head. Ingy is going to fall through the order and allow Eric Monaco to get some more crucial points, which he needs to take the points that away. She almost goes wide again. So, Ingy pushing it way too hard. Here is the 83 car of Eric Monaco exiting the pit lane. And let's see, we're looking for the 3 car. Because the 3 car actually inherited 2nd place before she hit the pit lane, by the way. That was our mistake. There's a Roki in the sand. I don't see Topash. Here is Topash stuck behind Regazzoni, whose brother will be returning to the 64 car in Italy. let's see, looking for, okay, there's the 04, there's the 80 at the top of the screen, so Eric Monaco's ahead of the 04, of the 3. Meanwhile, here's the map of the lead between Edmund Berlin and Ivan Carson. These two, I think, still need to pit, and I think they're hoping there's going to be a caution, and that everyone else would pit. Or most, or not everyone else, but actually if everyone else does pit, except for everyone who already has, they may be able to get free track position in pressure tires to attack the leaders. Meanwhile, Orlki's trying to go around the outside of the 83 car. This is not going to work. Told you so. Orlki in the wall, and that's going to put him behind. There goes Regazzoni. And that was about for position between the 04 and the 83, and Topaz smells blood. Here's Everett Masana. Some of these lap cars you notice have been in between the race leaders, all of which are fighting for a position, which makes our blue flag roll here a bit weird, because if you're fighting someone for position, the series, nor most of the drivers on the lead lap, as irritated as they may be, don't expect you to move over, as Edmund Berlin hits the pit lane. And here is Jussi Orlki, Finnish driver, who is now starting to fall through the field thanks to his damage. He's going to actually make a run on Gase Bryan, who is stuck behind the 56, who has been off in the same part of the track that the Thor went off on earlier. Orlki trying to go around the outside with the lap car and the 52 car. That's not going to work. I think the damage is really starting to affect the 04 car. And here's two Independence trophies. Drivers fighting for position. Lance Templeton, who's had a good run, and Vladimir Vatanov, who was spun out and just put the bumper to him. I don't think Templeton's going to like that too much, as Smithley is going to try to make a run around the 46 car, who she's having a quiet day. Carson's car number 27's fuel will not last, and he's going to be forced to hit the pit lane. With about 3 laps to go. Not really a surprise, as Gase Bryan has also hit the pit lane, and here comes Kozmas also in the pit lane with 2 to go. Whoops. That's a bit of an embarrassing mistake. They're still in speeds. Who's going to take advantage of that? Maybe Kozmas giving him a run for his money down the straightaway. Good acceleration out of the Buick. As there is Ivan Carson exiting the pit lane. There's Edmund Berlin. So for those of you who are keeping an eye on that battle, Carson gets out of the way so he doesn't get ran over. He's probably going to get the 02 as the 02 slides wide. Here's Ryuho in the 020. And let me guess. No. He keeps on the road, but he's a flat tire. He was carrying way too much speed, and that was because his right front's down and he couldn't slow down. Nice job keeping it on the road. 388 Thorn is going to score no points out of today, and that all but confirms it by another slide by those Lenovo sides. A good ad placement by them. Meanwhile, Eric Monaco has driven basically a flawless race, and ever since Bulgrid went out of the race, he basically didn't put himself in any unnecessary situations. He was aggressive when he needed to be. He was passive when he needed to be. He's kept the tires in one piece. He's made his fuel last as long as he needs to. Minus the little incident on the early part of the race where he just went a bit too wide. He's driven perfectly, which is needed when you're in a tight championship battle with a fiery Icelander. Eric Monaco rounds the last turn and is going to score his and Red Bull's first win under its new ownership. Congratulations, Eric Monaco. Kelsey Push and Olivia Sorosco run out the podium, making Team Dart giving their first ever podium. Orlki made his full fuel last, finishing 4th. Wesley Jewell 5th. Dylan Speed's strategy was going to put him 6th. Ivan Carson comes home 7th. Berlin finishes where he qualifies. Aiden Jackson comes home 9th, and there was a bit of an argument between him and his teammate, Callie Mayer. Team boss Casper Ackerman has assured us everything will be okay. Gase Bryan's going to round out the top 10. Harrison's going to come in 11th, which is not what she needed, especially where Monaco finished. Vatanov had a solid control recovery drive. Elaine comes home 13th, followed by her teammate. Cosmos on TV is going to pick up points. Templeton was not happy with Vatanov, but declined to speak about it. Smithley has a solid recovery drive up to 17th, same with Rhea and Bonner after their respective issues. Mayer, that run put by Mayer debuted her to 20th. Rickshaw and Tanner Hill got, I think, the points they expected. Sabine and Logano also got points in debut. And Penn Harrington comes home 25th, which is, considering where the car has been, kind of respected. Points for that team is always a good thing, though Jeff Bonner did outscore her in this particular instance. quick look at the point standing shows that Aramco did take over the points lead from Inge Anderson, and Eddie Jackson is starting to fall out of touch with the rest of the leaders, same with Boiler Daniel. I expect Nathan Orman to also fall throughout the standings because he isn't running the rest of the schedule. Carson Elling and Speeds and Masana are getting huge results very quickly if they want to stay within contention. Holiday needs to turn her season around, especially on these road courses. Thorne, if she had a bit more luck, would probably be up further. However, you have to remember, how many incidents has she had this season where she's thrown away points? Same can be said for Tannerhill and Berlund. Also worth noting that despite making only a few starts this season, Olivia Starlarska has put herself 4th in the points, or has put herself 24th in the points, not 4th, excuse me. The next race will be at the famous Temple of Speed, Monza. We hope to see you there.